Do you ever find yourself in a rally with an advanced player and feel like you're a step behind or even a shot behind? You feel like they have this arsenal of a secret shot selection? Well, it's because they do. At the 4.0 plus level, it's not just about consistency. It's about having a different arsenal of weapons to attack, to counter, the whole 9 yards. In today's lesson, we're gonna talk about adding these specific 4 shots that all the 4.0 plus players have either worked on or mastered, so they have it in their bag of shots. And I'm gonna help you add those shots into your game right now. Welcome back to my channel. It is Troy Aiken Pickleball, and we are here to make pickleball easier for you. Today's lesson, we're gonna go over 4 shots that are gonna take us to the 4.0 plus level here, and make sure to stay to the end because I'm gonna give you my bonus shot that may just be pure style points, but it's absolutely my favorite shot and necessary for the higher level games. Let's get into it right now. All right, this first shot took me a while to master as we're gonna change everything that we've learned and been taught. It is called the shovel drop or the scoop drop, as some like to call it. So essentially, what I teach beginners and what a lot of people are taught is that you wanna hit your third shot drop out in front and almost in this chair pose. See how my arm looks like a chair here? So if I were just to hit a normal drop, it would look like that, right? It's in front of me, it's in between my legs, and I have this loose but firm wrist here. We're gonna change everything here on that shovel drop here. So this is for when we get in a defensive shot, somebody hits an aggressive fourth on us, an aggressive return, whatever it is, and we can get stuck with this ball going behind us here. We're gonna have to adjust our wrist position. So one thing I want you to focus on here is that when we're in this position here, you see how my paddle's at like a 45-degree angle here? I want to keep that 45-degree angle, but as it moves backwards, you see how the paddle's not changing, but what's shifting is my wrist, and I'm getting myself into that shovel. If you could put like a emoji of a shovel, you'll see what I'm talking about. So this still allows me to get under the ball. We're gonna cup it, and so when the ball gets behind us, we can still cup it and hit a nice easy dink. This shot is not meant to hit a winner or get yourself up to the kitchen. This shot is just to get your feet back set, get you and your partner back into position so that you can move forward afterwards. So essentially, you would hit this shovel dink to get back into position, then you get another dink that you can move forward on. So this shovel shot is a great way to get out of trouble. It's a great way to make another third, fifth, 33rd shot, whatever it is, because we got to get up to the kitchen, and the best way to do that is a drop. So my first shot for our 4.0 plus players is this shovel drop, which is going to take me into our shovel dink. Let's move up to the kitchen. So our shovel position doesn't just apply for when we're back at the baseline. It also applies when we're dinking at the kitchen. Again, I like to teach you out in front, in between your legs, and that's just a classic standard dink. As we know, you don't get a standard dink every single time on the pickleball court. So what do we do when the ball gets behind us? Again, we want to keep that lofted paddle by getting into that shovel. So if this ball gets behind me, I can just pop it up nice and easy into the kitchen. Applies both on the forehand and the backhand side. If this ball gets behind me, I can just pop it up nicely in this shovel dink position here. One key tip that I want to think about when you have this shovel dink, again, we're in a defensive position here. So we're not trying to hit a winner. We're not trying to hit it hard. I just want to hit a ball that lands soft, short, and low into the kitchen over there. So if this ball gets behind me, they're on offense, we're on defense. We need to switch that. So when this ball gets behind me, I'm just popping it up. You see how short and shallow that is in the kitchen on the opponent's side? There's nothing they can do with that besides just hit a normal dink back, and then we can start roll dinking, being a little bit more aggressive. But this shovel dink is a great defensive way to get yourself out of trouble, get your feet back into position, and get you and your partner in a more aggressive spot to start attacking. All right, so we talked about some defensive strategies to get us out of trouble. If you can reset from anywhere on the court, from the baseline, from the kitchen, get you and your partner in a good spot, I'm telling you, it'll help so much. That 4.0 plus games will be a whole lot easier when you can just make a drop from anywhere on the court. Let's talk about offensive strategy now. I want to talk about one of my favorite tips that these secretly good players have is a disguised speed up. What do I mean by a disguised speed up? Well, exactly what it sounds like, right? So a lot of times when bangers are hitting the ball hard, we can tell when it's coming because they've got these big old windups, and as soon as you see them take their paddle behind their strong leg, you know that ball is coming hard. It's really hard to hit a soft, easy dink with this big swing here. For this speed up, I want us to pretend that we're gonna dink the ball and then hit it really hard. So let me show you what a dink would look like. Just a classic dink looks like that, right? So now with a disguise speed up, we're gonna get in that dink position and then we're going to attack the ball. So if we get a dink, we're here and then we speed it up. We're rolling over it. Couple tricks to this is we wanna stay calm and relax and get in that position. We wanna give ourselves a target. I'm thinking like 2 inches over the net. We got to keep it low because remember, we're hitting it hard, but we're all the way up here at the kitchen line. So it's easy for this ball to fly long. So I want us to keep it low and drive through that spot. Another tip is I want you to find points. Middle is an easy place to go. Middle always solves the riddle. The other great place is to attack into that chicken arm of your opponent and try and get a pop-up. And my last tip for this disguise speed up is be ready for that ball to come back and put that third shot, that next shot away. So the disguise speed up isn't necessarily meant to be a winner, but it is meant to be offensive to give you and your partner that put away. All right, so we've done well working our way up to the kitchen, getting ourselves into the points. We've disguised speed ups. Now we're earning ourselves pop-ups and putaways. I unfortunately see this way too often at below the 4-0 level is we're not putting away our overheads. So I want to teach you 2 important things that are going to help us smash our overheads and put them in the right place so we make sure that the ball doesn't come back to us. So the 4th shot I want to talk about is overheads, putting an overhead away. We get a ball here. It's very natural for us tennis players to be able to have a good overhead because it's just a tennis serve. But if we don't come from a tennis background, then this motion is sometimes awkward or unpracticed. That's why you're here right now. So let's start with our range of motion right now. Far too often, I see people try and hit overheads with a square chest facing their opponent. See how I can't generate any power except for through my arm right here? What I really want us to focus on is this left shoulder or our opposite arm shoulder to turn towards our target and lift our arm up. We want to find the ball with our left arm. This left arm is very important here, my opposite arm here. So both arms are up and this left arm is going to pull away. See how I'm able to generate more pace by turning? Oftentimes I see people trying to generate pace like this, and I want to see pace like this. Can you see the difference already? So here's 1 shot, here's 2 shots. You can see I can generate so much more by utilizing that left shoulder and turn, and it looks and feels much more natural. The second tip to a better overhead I want to share will help us get our left shoulder into position, our opposite shoulder. This is the drop step with our dominant hand foot. So if I'm right-handed here, I'm going to drop step with my right hand. Look how my shoulder, my opposite shoulder now, is already facing the opponent and I'm in the spot here. So if I get that overhead, I see that ball up, I disguise a shot, I get an overhead here, I'm stepping into this position already. Too often I see us try and go like this with our square face here. So I want to make sure we are turning. This also for my older people in the videos, it is dangerous for us to run backwards this way without turning and shuffling here. So this is super important for my older crowd here, is I need this drop step and shuffle into our overhead. Not a drop step and then bring the body back to square. That's a big no-no. I need that big X marker there. Drop step and shuffle. And even if you have to do it on the backhand side, we drop step and we shuffle here. We never want to drop step and then get our feet back square again and we're back to hitting the old overhead. We want to change those habits. That's why you're here right now. So it should look like when you get an overhead is drop step and attack that ball using that left shoulder. If I get a little harder overhead here is drop step, shuffle, shuffle, and attack. Again, that's drop step, shuffle, and attack. For my advanced overheaders, if we can plant on that right foot and generate that switching feet here. So I'm back, I'm here, and I'm swinging there. I even got a little off balance. The more balanced you can stay, the better it is. I'm on that right foot, switching off to that left foot here. All right, team, if you can master those 4 shots, you will be a 4.0 plus, no problem, hanging with the 4.0s, hanging with that advanced rec play. So practice those shovel dinks, those scoop dinks, the disguise speed ups, and we got to get a big overhead that we can put wherever we want. Okay, now why you're really here is to master that ATP. So we're gonna talk about it on the backhand side here. The reason I wanna talk about the around the post shot is because oftentimes people pull dinks really wide. And if we're not punishing them for hitting a wide dink, they're gonna keep pulling us wide. It's the same thing. If people aren't punishing you for their lobs, then people are gonna keep lobbing you. If people are gonna keep speeding up at you and you're not countering it, you're not punishing them, they're gonna keep speeding up at you. So same thing, if somebody pulls a dink way wide and I just get stuck here way out of position, lobbing something up, they're gonna keep pulling you wide. So if they decide to pull you super wide here, I want you to make sure you get this outside foot here and think about this line here. We've got a good camera shot that if you look at kind of that triangle at the back corner of the court here, that's our target. We're not trying to hit it in the center of the court, right? We're trying to get it deep back into that court. So if we get pulled wide here, I'm going deep into that court. You'll see how much room I had. I wasn't even close to the post there on that wide shot here because I was going deep in the court, not trying to push it in the middle of the court. And trust me, you hit one good ATP, they're gonna be hitting middle dinks for the rest of the game, and then you can start to cheat over here and have middle put away balls here. So go for that ATP, let them know who's the boss of the court, and dominate for the rest of the game. I know many of you stayed to learn more about the ATP, but the shovel dinks and drops, the speed ups and the overheads will take your game far. If you got value out of this video, please do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you get notifications when I post my next video. I'm taking YouTube seriously because I want to give you all the information that I've been learning on my pickleball journey. So I appreciate you following along, and I'll see you guys in the next video. One more thing, as you can tell, I sweat a lot in the pickleball world, so I'm always wearing my non-toxic BPA shirts. You can check them out at ecosports.com. They are great, they're biodegradable, they're stretchy, they're comfortable, they're awesome shirts, shorts, socks, they got it all. Non-toxic lifestyle, enjoy it.